Now that we have the formalities underway, I want to welcome the student athletes from Howard University, the champions of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. I want to first off congratulate Howard for winning the championship and for representing the MEAC at the 2023 Cricket Celebration Bowl. We have from left to right, or from my left to right, offensive lineman Aneem Dankwa, quarterback Quinton Williams, and defensive back Kenny Gallup. Once again, we ask those who have cell phones, if you will silence those phones. And for those who are asking questions, if you identify yourself and then state your affiliation, we'll now open it up for questions for our student athletes from Howard University.
Luke Williams from the Black College Sports page. This is for each of the players. Talk about the journey you guys got to get here. What does it take? What's the difference under Coach Scott and the progress that you've made under his leadership?
Let's do it. Let's start with Aneem. You go first, then we'll come.
Me and Q came in freshman under Coach Prince. Went through that season, and after the season was over, got Coach Scott, and we obviously got into that COVID experience. That's what the trio met. We all got made in that COVID season. Both of that season really prepared us, made us into something bad. And I'm very grateful for Coach Scott taking the opportunity to come to Howard and work with us, and all of us making a decision to come here during that COVID season. Because that's really where it started. And after a couple of years of keep on grinding, straight as Coach Scott says, we're here.
Like Aneem said, we all came in as true freshmen under Coach Prince. Had some coaching changes, and Coach Scott got the job that spring. And that's when we also got another group of guys from Kenny's class. We kind of didn't know too much about each other doing the whole season virtual. So that was a different challenge that we had to face together. I feel like we bonded as a team over that as well. And ever since then, we kind of hit the ground running. Coach Scott had a vision. He brought that to us. And, as a group, as a collective, we brought it to light. And it's been a day-to-day process that we've embraced up until this moment. So we look forward to the opportunity we have at this.
Well, I started off well, like them guys a little older than me. So when I got here, it was Coach Scott first year as well. Coach Scott came in confident. He believed in us when, really nobody else believed in Howard football at the time. Like they say, COVID was tough. And what's crazy, we had a virtual season, believe it or not. And we had the celebration game virtual. So, we believed it before it ever happened. So now that we're here, the process we did, it's been relentless throughout the season, just having faith. Last year we was co-champs, and we knew in January that we knew we had what it takes to be here today. So now we're here, so we're thankful for that.
Next question.
This question is for Quentin. You all faced the Rattlers in 2019 in Tallahassee, so it's with them coming from the MEAC, they're not that foreign to you. Just talk about your experience then and what you're expecting out of them. Talk about how your experience might help you with this team and what you're looking forward to on Saturday.
Back in 2019, we played them at him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play due to injury, but I was there after the trip. I felt the atmosphere of the game, how big the game was. They had a lot of talented guys in that roster. Guys that they like Marcus Bell. At the end of the day, it's another football game for us. We play the same way. We go to the drawing board, make a great game, play offense, defense, special teams. We look forward to coming tomorrow.
Question once again, identify yourself and your affiliation.
Guys, thanks for being here. I'm Justin with Fox 5 here in Atlanta. I just wanted to ask for all three of you, if you would, what's it been like being here in Atlanta so far? Any highlights of the trip, and what does this city mean to this game that I know it means a lot to you?
We'll start with Teddy this time.
Atlanta been excellent. Like I said yesterday, I like seeing different views, you know, different cities. So just seeing the beautiful city at night, seeing the Christmas lights. They've been treating us well out here. So to me, Atlanta's been beautiful.
I will say I've enjoyed this entire experience. For me, I think the best part was the gold color tour. The video they had was fire. So, you know, I've been enjoying the moment, just by being in the moment here.
It's the second time in Atlanta. Nothing but good things to say. It's a really nice, beautiful city. So happy to be here.
Next, young lady here, once again, identify yourself and your affiliation.
Hi, my name is Ty Floyd and I'm working with the Celebration Bowl. Somewhere behind all of the practices, the countless film watching, and just all the preparations that you've had to become the players you are as a little boy who fell in love with football and just never looked back. What do you think that little boy would say about who you guys have become?
Anyone, any player in particular, or all three? Okay, go on. Well, let's start with that Quentin.
Okay. My little boy, I think it would be, you know, happy to be here. You know, never thought he'd be playing quarterback. I played receiver back in the day, my little league days. But to that little boy, I say you proud to look up to the guy, the man I've become. And also say, you know, the job not finished. So.
Man, I love it's been a long journey for me. I also didn't play football growing up, picked it up very late. But I thought anything was above me, like anything I put my mind to, I want to be the best I can possibly be. So I love boy be very proud, but still know that I want to go.
The younger me would be very proud, be very surprised. I grew up loving basketball. I thought I was John Wall. So now, you know, just seeing me play football, even throughout high school, I'll be surprised just because when I was in high school, there wasn't a lot of people playing football. There was a lot of negativity. So just seeing where I'm at now, is definitely a blessing.
Cameron Jackson for Anscape. So this is the first time Howard made the Celebration Bowl. So just what does this mean to you guys, and what would a win mean for you guys too?
What can you go from?
It means everything. You know, just to say that, you know, we made history to being the first Howard football team to play in a Celebration Bowl, but it'll mean a lot more if we win. So just you know, I want to say there's no pressure. I know our alumni base been proud of us. We got a lot of support, so we're just gonna go out there and play. You know, for us, the team, but also our alumni. So we're very excited.
Yeah, I will say it's a very proud moment for us as a team, as a university. I think, you know, we have a lot of support from our faculty, even students on campus. But you know, it mean a lot more to us and them. Do we supposed to do in this game?
Celebration Bowl, being here means a lot. It's all a testament to all the work we put in since we've been here. For us, we know we belong, so we know all that work we did through the summers, the COVID seasons, the morning workouts, all of that. It's all paying off. And like Kenny said earlier, we did a virtual season, so we all had we envisioned this, we had seen this, we already positioned ourselves being here, we had dreamt about it. So now that we're here, it's now we see the moment. Going first.
Next question.
Ron Wilson, HBCU game day again. Guys, coming into the middle of the season, North Carolina Central was #1, you know, in everybody's book. And you all put quite a spanking on the reigning national champion. What went into that game? Was there a revenge factor? I see some smiles, but or was it just really everything was clicking that day? Or did you remember the game last year?
So let's go with that. I mean, first, here we go.
For us, we just knew what we had to do. The year before that, we were coach champions, obviously. We split with Central, and that really left a better taste in our mouth. We weren't too happy with that. So when we came this year, the goal was to basically win out the MEAC and put ourselves in a position to be here. But after playing SC State, we didn't have the outcome that we wanted. So we all had like a turnaround. We all looked at ourselves in the mirror, noticed that basically we had to take this team down. So although a lot of people think a lot of extra things going on, we just really like going there and winning that game. This was just another game for us to win to be here.
Think, just living in the moment, we did, have a game the week before where we didn't perform to our standard. We kind of had a real conversation with ourselves as a team, and we understood that everything we wanted, was right in front of us. So just leading up into that game, it was a great, game plan on both sides of the ball. I think that night, was one of the better nights, played a 60-minute game. We were just clicking, we went no extra, attitude or motivation to it, just, things we have to do, we have to operate at a high level, that's the standard we set for this team. That's what the outcome showed that.
Yeah, like, Q said, that's the standard of the team. We feel like, if we play our best, that, nobody can compete with us. So, we took a tough loss to South Carolina State, and, Coach Scott told us that, if we had a championship, it had to come through DC. Them teams had to come and beat us. And also, if Central would have won that game, they would have been celebrating on that field. So I'm pretty sure nobody, on the team would want that. So, we out there, we play hard, and we went out there and execute.
Last question.
Luke Williams again from the Black College Sports Page. Other than that game against North Carolina Central was a 50-20 blowout. Was there any game this season that kind of put the tone for you guys? Any that sticks out in your mind that was a game changer? Did it begin with Eastern Michigan, or was it any particular game after that?
For me, the game that I feel like woke everybody up was Robert Moore's game. The week before we lost to Hampton, a rivalry. They came back on us. We had a good lead and they ended up winning the game. So just winning that Robert Moore's game, it showed us, how can we come back from adversity. So just winning that game, having the team being reunited, everybody excited and getting back on the winning streak, that felt good.
Yeah, I agree. I think coming from that Hampton game, we were in a position that, we weren't having been in before, being up early and trying to sustain the lead and get a good win for a good opponent. Unfortunately, we fell short, but coming into our next week, we kind of learned how to win a tough game, and we were playing away, So I think all that factored into, just learn how to win and then learn how to be good opponents. So I think that just carried on throughout the season as we face tougher opponents as the season went on.
For me, I go back and think of our Norfolk State game, because that kind of leads up to the whole game with Hampton loss. Like going through like that Hampton loss was tough, but to me, that Norfolk State game, like we had found a way to win as a team. I feel like sometimes like good teams just find a way to win. Doesn't matter what happens, all the adversity, just find a way to win, get it done. So that game was a game that like we felt like we should have won. We felt like we was gonna win, but sometimes you get a little carried away and you think that like just because you feel like you're gonna win, you're gonna go out there and go win. Sometimes you gotta go fight it. You gotta go fight for it. You gotta go get it. So getting that win, Norfolk State really kind of like set the tone that like, all right, we know how to win as a team, offense, defense, special teams.
That'll conclude the press conference with the Howard University athletes. Once again, congratulations to Howard and for how well you guys represented the university and the NBA. Up next, we'll have Howard University head coach Scott will be up next. Once again, welcome everyone to the 2023 Cricket Celebration Bowl press conference with the head coach of Howard University, Larry Scott, the 2023 MEAC Coach of the Year and the champion of the conference. Once again, everyone, if you have your cell phones, if you won't mind silencing them, and then those asking questions, if you would identify yourself and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Luke Williams, Coach Scott of the Black College Sports Page. How you today?
Oh, well, how you?
I think Dennis misspoke. He said, Coach of the Year in the MEAC.
No.
Oh. Sorry. Was that? Because I thought they picked Trey Howard. That was a bad choice. That was a bad choice in my opinion, but.
Luke, I appreciate you putting it.
Talk about the journey to get here. What's it taking to get this program Howard MEAC over the 3 years that you've been there?
It's taken a lot of hard work, but it's been fun. It's been fulfilling. It's when you pick a profession, and you get up every day and it's something that you love to do. It's not a job. It's something that I truly feel blessed to have an opportunity to do. Not only feel blessed, to do it, but to do it where I do it. Howard's a special place, and you get a chance to come into contact with some special young people that have big picture views of what it means to be a complete student athlete. Because when you choose Howard, that's what you're choosing. The whole package, right? You gotta go to school, you gotta perform in the classroom. And with that, we're starting to build a product that understands that, multiple things can be true at the same time. You can go in and excel in the classroom and be champions on the field. And we have a football team and a group of young men who are starting to believe that each and every day. And I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of where this program is going to truly take off and go. But it's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of commitment. It's taken consistency. It ain't been easy. But who wants it easy when you're talking about building greatness? Probably ain't going to be too great. It's not going to be foundation built the right way. It's tough. We've been through some tough times. And you guys said they learn how to win through the adversity. They know how to use adversity now. They anticipate some adversity and understand that there's no way to it. You gotta go through it to get to it. So, they learn how to persevere and do the process. And it's put us to this moment we're at now.
Wisdom Anderson, iHeartMedia. Being that you're a Florida guy, what have the conversations been like in your household and with your family back home, being that you're playing FAMU? And the second question is, how important is the Celebration Bowl victory to recruiting the scope of the transfer portal?
Okay. We'll start what you ended with and work back. Obviously, you want to get to the top of what it is that you work hard to get to, right? And for us, and where we play football in our conference, and Howard is a Celebration Bowl, and we're here. So at the end of the day, you're taking a great brand like Howard, that's partnering with Jordan, that's playing in the biggest game the biggest stage you can be on. For where we are, obviously, it will speak volumes in homes and in living rooms during the recruiting process. So it'll give us, obviously increase the opportunities that we have to attract, student athletes that will excel both in the classroom and on the field at Howard. So all of it means everything, and we want to be elite at what we do. That's the standard at Howard, is to have high standards of who you are, and not only who you are right now, but the person you're becoming. So at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, and that's what we're going to wrap and build it around. So that's critical, that's important. And I haven't talked much to people back home. Sometimes it's just what that is back home. You see in the job that we have to do at Howard, you better look forward. You better keep your eyes forward, but stay focused on goal. So that's what I've been doing. And when you get to this point, some things can become distractions. And right now we got one goal, to win this game.
Well, Ron Wilson, HBCU game day. Howard has an amazing history of alumni. Just standing right next to you tomorrow could be anybody from, you know, I mean, obviously the Vice President of the United States has expressed her intentions of being here, but you have a, you know, great alumni base here in Atlanta. How do you keep the team as well as you as coaches stay focused on the game with those kind of distractions basically just swirling around everywhere?
First of all, you have to embrace that part. Right? When I got here, I wanted to build our identity around embracing who we are. That's why the first initial S in STDMT is smart. You're around some of the brightest minds day in and day out at Howard. Those things aren't distractions. That's a part of your scope now. That's a part of who you are in the circles that you are networking. Embrace that part of who you are. Again, multiple things can be true at the same time. You can have that environment. You can be, that can be who you are, but you also can be a champion. And matter of fact, that's the standard for us to be lead and be great at everything, especially when you commit yourself to it. So that's just the nature of being at Howard. It's not a distraction. Embrace that part of it. But understand that comes too with a high standard of excellence. Because when you talk about standing next to those people are excellent. They've been brilliant at what they do. They've been the best at what they do and who they are. So you have that standard to uphold. Embrace that part. And know that in the end, you know, I tell these young people, man, you're sitting in classrooms with some of the brightest minds that are your age day in and day out. Your network of friends are going to be amazing. So embrace the moment, stay in the moment, be where your feet are. You're a Howard man. I don't talk about NIL and all that good stuff because at the end of the day, as a graduate of Howard University, you're a walking NIL the rest of your life.
Next question. Hey, Coach, Lawrence Moss with ESPN Landscape. You kind of talked about it in a recruiting scheme of things, but what would winning this game tomorrow mean for the program as a whole and you as a coach as well?
It'll just continue to set the standard higher and higher. And that's what we want to do. We're not here to just be here. Right? We're here because we want to be the best. And once you establish that standard now, that's going to be something we're continuously on year in and year out. And the expectation that that's going to turn around again with next year's team, January 18th, when we're back on campus and school back in and we're going back to work. So what that does is just lay the blueprint of what the standard and expectation is going to be year in and year out for the Howard University football program.
Hey, Coach, Rick Garney here from 11 Alive, the NBC station here in town. Just wanted to follow up on what you referenced earlier with the Vice President being here. Obviously, Howard is used to having famous names, like you mentioned, but you get a sense from your players that that's something that maybe impresses them, that they're excited that she's coming to the game, or maybe alumni would be.
If they don't, I would worry about them not being, human beings. I think at the end of the day, too, again, embrace that part, embrace all of those things. Too much is given, much is required. And as you continue to extend in life, there are going to be things and people and environments and things you should walk confidently in. And understand that those things you're going to be in that mix. And some things are going to attach themselves to you and you're going to be attached to them. But again, when you're a Howard man, it's synonymous with excellence. And you're going to always be in environments and working networks and be in spaces and places like that.
Hey, Coach, this is Simone Stanley from HBCU Game Day. I was going to ask, what's the message to the team going into the game tomorrow?
Finish it.
There you go. Coach asked, Luke Williams again from Black College Sports Page, asked the players about if there was one game this year that defined the season. I think they talked about a couple of different games. Is there any particular, it's kind of a two-part question. Is there any particular game that stands out to you that you think your team started to play the way you want them to play? And second is, what's the biggest challenge you think that's going to be facing a Florida A&M team?
I think the biggest thing we have to do tomorrow is play how we're built, play how the way we've been built. And the biggest thing we got to do is go handle the environment, block out all the noise,
um, and play the way that we're capable of playing. Right, just like we're in Green Stadium and nobody's in the stands, and it's 37 degrees and the wind's blowing and it's cold, and you're able to block that out and go to work, just block it all out, and in the end, enjoy the moment too. There's some people said this a few times. There's people that play football at a high level for a really long time, NFL all the way through, and haven't had a chance to play for a championship. So these moments come, very seldom for most. It's happened a heck of a lot less, than more for guys that have played football for a long time. So stand in this moment, be where your feet are, enjoy every minute of it. Have fun. At the end of the day, you've been doing this since you were 6, 7 years old. You're prepared. You've been built the right way. Let it all loose and just go have fun and enjoy the moment. Now I forgot the first one.
The one game from the season.
Each game, honestly, as a coach, especially for me, each game takes on its own life in itself. And we've been talking about there's levels to everything in life. There's levels to learning how to win. And sometimes I know there was a reference to our Norfolk State game being an ugly win. I don't know what that is. I don't know what an ugly win is. It's a win. I don't get that reference. And just have to find a way. Sometimes, I used the analogy last night, both hands on the rope and strain, but sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. You have to deal with the ebb and flows, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and you have to just strain and keep straining and stay focused on what the goal is. So each one of those games, I think we learned something. We leveled up or leveled down, took something from it. Each one of them that prepared us for this moment. You got highs like Northwestern, where a special teams blunder probably was the difference in the game, and we lose the game 23-20. You go to Harvard, and we absolutely just get smacked, right? And that's just what it is. We had to take that loss and understand what that was and grow from that. We're a traveling road show too. We travel an awful lot. It's very seldom that we play at home or in the DC. Tried and true. We've been through it all. We've seen it all. Surprises and stuff. I've been new to that. But I think in some state, some form of fashion, at least from me, I had to take out the moment, make it a teachable moment so that we can grow and put ourselves in a position.
Next question.
Coach, Bill Rhodes from ESPN Landscape. Just more of a general question. I'm wondering what it's been like for you operating the last 2 years where the whole HBCU experience has kind of been from the outside about Deion Sanders and Jackson, that whole thing. And I'm wondering what it's been like for you operating in that space where that has kind of dominated everything, and now we're kind of past that, and it's just about football, it's about Howard, it's about FAMU, it's not about one individual. I'm wondering, just from the outside, how have you processed that, and what's that been like?
It's always been that. I think Deion Sanders and what he was doing at Jackson State, what he's doing at Colorado is what Deion Sanders. I've been focused on what Larry Scott is doing at Howard University and what we have to do and what we're here to accomplish. I never got too caught up in any of that stuff. I was way too busy. My sleeves broke up digging at Howard University.
How special is this moment? You, Howard, but in general, the HBCU space to be here in this championship, kind of beyond that moment.
Yeah, it means an awful lot. You set goals, right? You have we talk about it in our program. It's DGA, dreams, goals, and aspirations. Share what your dreams are, share what your goals are, and then all come together and let's all go get it. So to have a goal, which is a major goal for us while we play football at Howard, is to be at the celebration bowl. And to see our hard work and commitment that these young men have had, the way they persevered, the things that they've gone through, and they learned how to use it as motivation to be where they are is what it's all about, right? But again, like I said, it also sets a standard for when you want to come to the university and you want to play football at Howard University, the absolute goal is your best day in and day out. And we expect to be here year in and year out.
Luke Williams again, coach. The MEAC has a 6-1 advantage over the SWAC in these games. And some have talked about you have a month to prepare as opposed to the SWAC having a couple of weeks. I've said these games have been one-score games except for, I think, A&T blew out Alcorn and South Carolina State stunned Jackson State. Do you think the 4 weeks has helped you? And do you think from what you've seen, is that a factor in terms of how the game will play out?
4 weeks is 4 weeks. I've also been on the other side of 4 weeks being too much time away. And you get rusty and don't come out and play like you're capable of playing. So that can work in an adverse way too, as well. But we look to serve our young men holistically, right? So it was important for us to give them some time away during the holiday time, Thanksgiving, and spend time with family. And the academic rigors at Howard are real. I mean, we have young men some time on in and out of class, in and out of meetings, in and out of practice, not at practice. So up early, have to meet early because they have exams later on. It's a day by day process. So to give them a mental break to just focus academically, it was 8 or 9 days we didn't do anything related to football. We just let them be student athletes, enjoy family, take care of school, get caught up with school, do the things they needed to do there, and then we kind of slowly walk back into getting ready to play and prepare. So, and then the way we prepare is consistent. We didn't do anything different, add anything to make sure we're more ready for this game than what we usually do. We do what we do and we do it better. We have a routine. Obviously, we established that the routine works. So we're going to stick to it and just detail it up and do it better. So it was a combination of how to get here in the process, but I don't think any extra time allowed us to prepare any more than the 2 weeks that FAMU's had to prepare for us.
Last question.
Coach, what were you impressed by from the last 2 wins for the season and the way that the team closed out? And what do you want the team to build on and apply to the game Saturday?
I think KG said it earlier. We knew that the road to the Celebration Bowl went to DC. So you're going to have to come take it from us. And just to see our young men walk in that and understand that that's not a pressurized situation. That's just the reality of the situation. And if you look at how those 2 games, played out, very different, right? Very different from each other. And that just speaks to the levels of us learning how to win when we need to win. I mean, you think about, 50 to 20 the week before, everybody says, well, they're going to have the North Carolina Central hangover. I knew we were playing a good Morgan State team, especially defensively, a really good Morgan State football team. And to take the ball in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left and say we're going home with it, it's pretty impressive. That was an 8-minute drive, and we held the ball till there was no time left on the clock. No saying we took our ball and went home. Yeah, that's exactly what we did. So to win on 2 different extremes, right, speaks to where you are with your football program, with your team, and the degrees of what they've learned how to do, and that's to win in all situations. So hopefully those things manifest itself again here tomorrow.
Once again, we want to thank Howard head coach Larry Scott. Congratulations once again for the championship and how well you guys have represented the school and the MEAC this weekend.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.